Previously on Mindful.
We do know that mental health issues are really prevalent amongst university students.
We actually ran a little focus group.
I felt like it wasn't the whole truth.
Authenticity. You have to be authentic. It's a little bit ignorant to dismiss the negative impact that social media can have on people of all ages. I feel like we live in a world where self-comparison is really common on a daily basis. I would look at my number of subscribers, number of views, and it's really easy to get caught up in that. You can get lost in quantifying success, and it's easy to then tie your self-worth to things you can quantify.
So Jess, last time we met, we watched the research, the focus group, and you said you were going to try harder to be more mindful and be more responsible about the content. How did you go?
I definitely took a lot of what the students were saying to heart. I'm really putting myself out there and doing stuff so that they know, it's real.
So I'd love to hear about what sort of content you see in your own social media platforms that had a negative impact on you, either made you unhappy or sort of made you think about things a bit differently.
So often. I've actually unfollowed a lot of accounts, not because I feel like they're doing anything wrong.
Yep.
It's just that I notice when I see their content, I don't feel good about myself.
And what is it, do you think, about that content?
In their photos, they look dolled up, or they have, all these hundreds and thousands of likes and comments. It's just really easy to get caught up in that stuff.
If you're starting to notice your mood being affected by what you're seeing online, you should take the active steps to make some changes. Unfollowing people and decluttering your feed so that it's only about things that are important and relevant to you.
To saying, have a tech talks.
Yeah, definitely. Researchers have become really interested in looking at, okay, how does the content you're exposed to affect your emotion and your physiology? So what happens in your body when you actually see these images on social media?
So you can actually see what is helping and what is hindering.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that is really cool.
It's very cool.
So I've been thinking more about what Bridie said, and I did some research and I found a neurospecialist who does brain scans to see how we react to different kinds of stimuli. And I have no idea what to expect.
All right, Jess, so welcome. Today we're going to be doing a couple of QEEGs, which is we're going to use coloured maps to show areas of high activity, low activity. We get to interpret them and show you what's happening in your brain at the time of the scan. It's the easiest test you've ever done.
And looking at social media.
Social media.
Scrolling through Facebook.
Exactly.
I think what I'm most keen to find out is whether the content that I think inspires me or makes me feel good, whether that is in fact true.
Let's jump in and get this started.
Let's do this.
So this dot here, just here in theta, comes up with something that just represents, you can get down on yourself a little bit. It's also a harsh critic. We also see in that area a lot of comparison. It's always good to compare to others that are doing well, but also know they might be 40 years into a career when, you can't be 40 years into a career.
I do find it challenging to not compare myself to other people and just focus on what I'm doing and focus on my path.
There's an area at the front of the brain, it's an emotional area, but it also comes up as judgment of self. When we've looked at negative data, you're looking at patterns, whether it's what are they doing that I'm not.
I could see myself doing exactly what that lady was doing, thinking I would be a wonderful fit for that brand, and I could see myself in her shoes.
We're looking at content that maybe you are comparing yourself and trying to find what are their patterns, but also patterns don't have to be negative, but we just have to, again, harness those patterns. So it's always good to remember when we are doing that pattern comparing that we never know the full story behind closed doors.
Yeah. What was really valuable for me was just seeing the impact that, these accounts, these influencers, social media all has. I honestly feel like I'm getting so much more out of this whole journey than I expected. I always thought it was just going to help me figure out the sort of content to put online, but it's affecting my personal life, and I'm kind of wanting to get back in touch to talk about my own mental health now and my own lifestyle. And it's amazing how I guess this journey is filtering into my personal life and not just my work life and the kind of content that's going to go on my channel in the future. Next week on Mindful. Being a perfectionist, it's definitely something that I've struggled with all of my life. And I am quite curious just to see whether my parents did pick up on it.